What up? How we doing, Kyle?
Yo, what's up, John? Good,
Are
good.
you turkey fat
Still.
or are you ham
Yeah, it
fat?
was pretty good.
What is
It
what
was
is
pretty good.
your
Oh,
what's your go-to turkey meal or not even turkey meal? What's your go-to Thanksgiving meal? What do you guys eat?
we tend to make and bring green bean casserole, so that's my go-to. Is it what I eat? I mean, not necessarily, but that's what I make every year.
Not so bad. Where'd you go
Huh.
to? Did
How about
you have some family or
just
what?
friend's house? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, just
nice.
friend's house. Nice Friendsgiving. How about you?
Well, the Irish don't celebrate Thanksgiving at all, so but we made the most of it. It was my dad's birthday that day, so we did go out, and we had a good time. Pints were flowing. Let's just say that we had a good time. But the next day we
Yeah,
actually,
I'm sure it was extra busy there, right?
yeah, it was no,
Okay.
no, no. It wasn't. We don't.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Again, no, we don't. You know, what I mean, it's only an American thing, right? So we don't thanks. There's no Thanksgiving over there. But my best favorite thing is just watching the football in the evenings. So
Mm.
was watching the football in the evenings and having a good time doing that. But otherwise, like, yeah, no. This year it was not didn't have to worry about it at all. Usually I'd go to a friend's place. We do a nice Friendsgiving. We just get in stony baloney and just
Yeah.
like making up the best meal that you've ever seen in your life. But this year I missed out. What you gonna do? But I'm okay with it. My
Now
girlfriend was in town.
you've been across the pond for a while now. When you say football, do you mean kicking football or throwing football?
Oh, throwing football. In this case, throwing
Okay.
football. This case, throwing football.
Okay.
Not the soccer, not the
I never know.
Euros. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
NFL. The NFL was on, but my Denver
Yeah.
Broncos are not doing so hot. So what you gonna do? we're
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
We're
We
trying.
we try to ignore
Yeah, we're
that.
trying.
All right. Speaking of champions, last time we were talking about the Game Award nominees, and the Game Award should be, I think, next week. So we're gonna be releasing our thoughts on the nominees. Now, one thing we didn't do last episode, we kind of forgot to do what we originally said, which was we're gonna give our takes on some of these games. So I want to actually quickly go through some of the categories we're talking about
Yep.
and give my votes for them. And Sean doesn't play games, as so he's just opting out on this.
Yeah.
On,
Well, if
on
I
this.
if I remember one that I actually had, then yeah, maybe I'll throw it in. But we'll see. Let's just be honest. I
Yeah,
always have something to fucking say. So, um,
that's fine.
yeah. I mean, the big thing
And
for me here too is like, what the fuck is the validity of the game awards? Like, who gives them the power to say what's this and that? Like, I think that's the real thing. Big thing for me too is just a lot of these things are just started and grow somehow into something because I don't know. There's no reason why this is a better game rewards than any other game awards that are out there. This is the most prestigious. I don't know. I feel like most of these things, when we looked at them, were bought and paid for at the same time within the categories. So, yeah, I'm calling bullshit. But let's jump right
yeah,
into it.
I mean that's exactly why we're giving our own takes on this, because there's a lot of let's just say there's a lot of money that flows around
Absolutely.
for these game awards.
Yeah.
All right, so I am quite the hipster, so I'm going to show a lot of games, and these are genuine. They are not just rare for rarity's sake. These are the kinds of games that I play and enjoy, and actually play longer than X minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to start from the bottom and go up with most anticipated game. I'm going to skip these categories that I don't care about. Most anticipated game. My vote is this game right here, Deck RX. So I played the demo for this in Steamfest, and it's like really reminiscent of a board game racing game. And I've played them before in board game form, and they're very fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've actually never seen one be translated to digital format. So I thought it was really cool. There's tons of mechanics that, at least in digital form, you haven't seen. It was a very unique game. You're powering up your car and just racing it better and better each time. So it's like a racing RPG. Like, ignore the deck builder part, ignore the roguelike part. You're a car and you're upgrading, and that's
Yeah.
in a lot of ways that's like my favorite part of even Gran Turismo and stuff.
I
So that's my
love the I love a lot of it, just how the world is moving. Can I say that
Yeah.
I kind of fucking hate the art style, but um, I kind of love like everything around it. You know, it's like every individual part is pretty sweet, and
That's a really good point. There's a lot of juice in this, and I didn't even think about it. Like,
hmm
it helps when it's a static game.
yeah, definitely. Nah, this is a cool game. Looks definitely got me a little bit sold just looking at the video more than anything else. If you just showed me a still shot of some of those characters, I'd be like, okay, like
Yeah,
not really,
it
but
looks confusing. Yeah,
like
it's
that's
just like it has.
yeah, like
Yeah,
we're
this
reusing
is
a tile map a little bit too much over here, but
yeah. It's like yeah, there's just interesting decisions like you play risk reward, you're like, "Oh, this turn is really risky. Do I want to keep going fast?" It's just a lot of stuff like that. And you can blow up
hmm
each other's cars.
nice. I like a little bit of that. Camel Up is one of my favorite board games of all time.
Which one?
Camel Up or Camel Cup.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
That
you go around a
the title sounds boring. How does it work?
you go around
I,
a board as camels. You're playing cards and spending coins to like figure out who's going to be the winner within different areas. Once you roll your dice, you can if you land on somebody, you can jump on top of that camel and it can they can then take you on a ride like forward as well too. So
oh,
you get their movement as well too. So you're like trying
that
to
sounds
roll
amazing.
low and kind of be at the back, but if you're at the back, then you're not in last place. You can like hop on top of people and keep jumping forward, and it's always this kind of like leapfrogging fun game that people just kind of pull you along, and it's got great balance that way. So it's like a lot of fun, but no card dynamics or anything else like that like this has. So now, what do you think though?
That
Right?
actually
Is
sounds
this?
really
It's
unique.
I saw thought I saw like online multiplayer.
Whoa. Oh, I only see single player here. I
Yeah,
think it is a pure like Slay the Spire, just a single player experience.
I mean, yeah, it could be still fun. It's definitely going to be fun. It looks like there's like a good little storyline that's happening and everything else like that too. Um,
Yeah,
and then like what you gonna do? You gotta get somewhere first. So, um,
I think that's one big difference between board games and digital turn based board games. Like like let's take Slay the Spire, single player, sold millions,
hmm
but the game it was based off of was Thunderstone, which was the first deck builder ever. That was like a four-player co-op one,
hmm.
and like I don't know, I guess like it kind of proves that with some tweaking, you can just turn the board game experience to single player
Hmm.
because people just want to keep upgrading the cars and beating on AI. I think
Yeah,
it's fine.
a lot of people do. Absolutely. I think this is gonna be a good $20 price point game. That'll be fun.
Mm.
Hopefully, they can get some sales.
Yeah, yeah, I think they'll shoot for 20 myself. Now, I wasn't going to grill you on a lot of these categories, but this one is most anticipated game. Do you have anything that's on your mind, or even if it's down the line? It doesn't have to be 2024.
We did one like we did do a video that was on games coming out, and I did have a list of stuff before, uh, but I don't necessarily. It's difficult off the top of my head. Oh, to try and think
Yeah.
of it. I'm just running through
No, no,
just a really
I
quick
don't mean to
list.
put you on the spot. Like I had to go through my Steam history to realize what I played this year.
Yeah, look, I think just in general, I am looking forward to some combo breakers out of different categories, right? Like um I want to see more mashups. I think we're seeing I want to believe that we're seeing like a little bit more. There's a lot of cool cozy games, this genre of cozy
Oh
games
yeah,
is really expanding. I even saw a really interesting one there that kind of broke the mold for me too. Reminded me of a old school like indie game that is totally for free, but it was all about like life and death. Long and short is the game actually is not it's not a rectangle, it's not a square. It's actually, well, fucking I'm taking it back. It is a rectangle, but it goes along the bottom of your screen. It's an idler that goes along the complete bottom of your
oh
screen.
yeah,
So playing around with that, like that concept of like, hey guys, it doesn't have to be 16 by 9. It doesn't have to be 4 by 3. Like it can be kind of this squish format so that you could have both of your like main windows open up on top and then the game is playing on the bottom. It almost felt like
Yeah.
you know, like fucking stupidly, like back in the day on crappy old like XP Windows, when you download these like shitty widgets that would sit on your screen
Yeah.
that would give you viruses all over the place. But
Yeah.
it just looked like a nice little thing there. It's like where your keyboard is, just above your keyboard, and then your
Yep.
productivity is here. So you can always just kind of like jump back down to it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to see more. I want to see that genre grow without becoming saturated. Not. I don't know. I don't want to say saturated, but I want to see it grow in terms of popularity of purchase. Um, you know, I think it's had a great 2 to 3 year cycle now. Can we keep that going? I think the world needs it.
Yeah. Damn it, Sean. We're once again not gonna have enough time to go through these because you're bringing up such interesting points.
No, fuck no.
I have to jump off of that. I have to jump off of that. That was great
Oh shit.
because something I've always said about like multiplayer games. One of the things I've like the games that really was a big um, part of my like my day was like
Hmm.
let's say WoW. You log into WoW and you have 5 or 6 friends already in the game because they're doing dungeons or they're
Always.
doing daily.
Yeah.
And because there's other people, you stuck around.
Yeah.
And similarly, Mountain Blade was like that for me because it was 100v100, so you always had friends in it. And that's something that's missing. That's different than Payday. Because Payday, you're like, okay, you message 2 people, and they're like, hey, you want to play Payday, which is different than just logging in and then there's
They're
already
already
people there,
there.
already a community. So if a game just played in a non-intrusive part of your window, like, just let's just say it takes up 15% of your screen,
Yeah.
then people are encouraged to stay in the game. You can see your friends there, like okay, I'll screw around there for a while, and then create this persistent sort of world with your friends.
Yeah. If
So
it's
that's a great idea.
just kept open, just on the edge somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you did keep WoW open, right?
Oh my
You're just like,
god.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna sit at the
yeah.
auction house. Oh,
Stop.
you didn't? Oh,
Oh no, all the time. No, are you kidding me?
oh yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm sitting at the GE just doing fuck all, just like farting around talking to
Exactly.
people. Of course. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
You
Or
go,
fishing.
you come back. You're like, I'll check out who's on WoW. And
Yeah.
so it's like really a vacuum in
I
keeping
think
you
League
engaged.
was that for me. Oh my god. You would
Uh,
just log in as soon as he would get home. He would just like log into the client, and all of a sudden he was just like fives, fives, fives. All right, cool. Like, oh shit. And now we're here
exactly.
till 2, 3 a.m.
Exactly. That is a vicious cycle. All right, moving on. So, best sports and racing game. My game. I played this demo. This is also a turn-based deck builder racing game, but
I see a
hopefully this
theme. I
has
see a
gameplay.
pattern.
So yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's Mad Max, and I don't think there's enough Mad Max games out there. I really love the theme. I just want to once again upgrade my cars with weapons and knock them off roads and stuff. So it's the same deal, roguelike deck builder, but this time Mad Max theme.
Damn, I wish this game was flipped vertically
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Vertically,
stuck on
hey, even
mobile.
a real time game. For some reason, there are, as far as I know, whoops,
Oh, that's fine.
no r- real time Mad Max games that are like good. I know there is a Mad Max game, but nobody talks about it. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The road never changes.
So that's best sports and racing. Moving. Oh, I skipped one. Best multiplayer game.
Okay.
So okay, once again, I do give a lot of points for uniqueness. Like if something catches me off guard, I tend to give it a lot of points. So I played this game on Game Pass. This is a battle royale game,
Headbanger.
but instead of being like Fall Guys style, it's um it's rhythm games. So I'm sorry, not battle royale, even though it says battle royale. It's Fall Guys Royale, whatever you call that. So it's all rhythm games, and I thought it was interesting because I haven't played a lot of these styles of mini games before. They're pretty unique, and it was musical chairs, so only like the X amount of people moved on. and I thought this was really unique. If you guys out there have Game Pass, give this one a shot. There's a surprising amount of people playing this game with a lot of unique mini games.
Yeah, this is great for kids. Or, kids are just, in general, kind of
Mm.
fun games, I guess. My only concern with things like this specifically is just latency is a big problem, especially when we come down to like how important it is to get it right. But two, just cheating. Genuinely, like rhythm games can be cheated, and if you have a multiplayer rhythm game, it's very easy to ruin the experience for just like everybody by writing some kind of
Yeah,
simple bots, and there's definitely somebody out there that is gonna do that and hit rank one, for sure. So like, it's
that's really perceptive because take DDR.
yeah,
What you may not know this. There's a rhetorical question. What is the easiest way to cheat in DDR? The easiest way to cheat is
not
to
play.
grab two or three other friends and you just grab an arrow. So
Oh,
actually, I was like,
not my friends, not me. We
yeah,
are
there you
not
go.
rhythmly inclined.
Yeah. So I was actually like in the grand finals in one of these rounds for headbangers, and I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, come over here. I need you to hit space when this thing pops up." She was like, "No, no, just play it straight." But that is a very easy way to cheat, and you don't even need any scripting ability for that one.
No, just grab a spouse real quick.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Nah, but if
So
this was,
now,
if all is fair in Love and War, like I would not doubt that this is like a good amount of fucking like zone in fun for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, really, really quick game to try out. I do
Oh
recommend
damn,
people
Team
try it.
17 publishing that as well too.
Yeah, yeah, you
Taking a
got some
risk on that
worms.
one. I don't know, man. Taking a risk on that one. I don't know if I would publish that. I'll be real
Yeah.
frank. I would not publish that. Cool on
Oh my
them,
god,
but
20. Let me give it asterisk. It is not worth
it's
$20.
not worth $20 like that.
It's on game. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. You got to play it on there.
But if you have like reward tracks inside and it's multiplayer, how are you supposed to fill a lobby if every game is $20? Like you're not going to. Like it's got to be free to play. Like I don't, just to have the numbers and have people in there. I don't
That's a
know.
really interesting ploy. Is to release your game for pay first, and then when your numbers suck, put it on Game Pass so you get an influx of people, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people, but of course, a lot of people have Game Pass nowadays, so no population problem.
Mm. All right. Good for them, I guess. I hope it
Yeah.
gives them enough gusto to make another game or keep that thing
Yeah,
going. And
yeah,
if
I
it
don't quite understand Team 17. I know they're publishers. They did Worms.
they did a bunch, just
Don't
like
really.
loads, like they're
Yeah,
they're
yeah, exactly.
they're up there on Devolver's side. It's just that they tend to publish like more. I don't know. They have a lot of different things in their categories. I wanted to say like more exactly like that, like pay esque, live service games that hit console or hit different platforms, but they've done just a lot of different stuff. They definitely want tail. That's the biggest thing. I don't see them necessarily putting out a lot of games in this phase in the last like 2 years that are just game. But I know that they have them. I know that they probably do. Like they have a lot.
Yeah, I, like you said, I think their catalog is very diverse. But
Hmm.
at least if you look at Worms and then this game, they're both party games. So maybe that's their specialization. We'll see. I guess. All right, the next category I had something for is best strategy game. So my this wins my vote. This game is called Luck Be a Landlord, and it is a deck builder. It's a roguelike deck builder slot machine.
You love
Now
fucking putting slot machines
I
into it.
do, I
Yeah.
do. Now this game made millions. This game did extremely well. Look at this. Look at this. It's what the whole canvas is like 32 by 32 pixels max, but but the game did exceptionally well. It is very unique. And there's already been a lot of clones. This is basically a new genre. This is effectively a new genre. There's maybe 10 other games I know of, but you pick. you buy things to put on the slot machine, and then it just rolls and it does combos. So it's a big slot machine combo game. It's a
Damn.
little hard to describe.
No, I
Um,
see it exactly right. So like fail state is you got to have money to be able to pay your landlord. The further you
yeah,
go up and the
yep,
more things you buy, the more your rent's going to cost because you're putting more things onto your board. Because you're putting more things onto your board and you're actually probably have some like onus over where those things are placed. You're you're trying to up your odds or change your odds so that you can get more stuff. More stuff equals more money. More money equals more like win, right? Like and all that jazz. And you just got to keep going as you go. It looks like you have some power ups and stuff on the sides as well too that kind of hit you. Damn, this is a fucking jam game if I ever did see one. That's turned into turned into
yeah.
something. Nah, really cool
Well,
concept. Super simple loop. Um, love the idea. Perfect
yeah.
price point, $10. That's awesome.
Spoken like a true game design analyst, you really nailed it. The only part that I would emphasize more is that there are builds. So like you
Mm.
could specialize and keep trying to buy poker cards and then hope that you get like a full house. Like there's just a lot of different builds. So that's what makes it unique.
Okay,
But
what are people saying
really
about this? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: it's like gambling by itself is, is great, right?
well,
Like it's great.
gambling. Yeah.
People love. It's right there, gambling. That's hilarious.
Strangely addictive. Who would
Yeah.
have known that
Oh, who would have
gambling was
guessed?
addictive?
Gambling. That's strangely
Yeah.
addictive.
That's a okay. I'm sorry. That's a really good point. So deck builders and roguelikes, I mean, they're already like in a way slot machines, and these guys are like, screw it, let's just make a slot machine
Yeah,
roguelike.
100%. It's the slot machine that's getting people in. Like, they see that
Yeah,
shit and they're like that one-armed bandit. But like, look, gambling
yeah,
is good. Like, this is this is hilarious. It's literally just
yeah.
addiction
You,
incarnate
you know
into
what's funny about that is like people, when people don't hit a jackpot on a real slot machine, they're like, "Oh, this is stealing my money." But like in this
safe.
game, you're like, "Oh man, if only I got the this rabbit, I could have completed my build." And then they just keep playing like 10 more hours trying to get this jackpot build. It's like it is the same thing.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. But
God
yeah, for
almighty.
for like indies looking to do blue ocean stuff, this is a new genre. It's really hot, and there's still a lot of opportunities. Like everyone I've seen there's a lot of room for innovation. So
Just roguelike deck
jump.
builders or just or slot machines?
This slot machine. Yeah.
Okay.
If I could think of the name of another one, I would give it to you. I'm gonna try. It's like
How about
million,
slots the machine?
million.
How about we do that? Can we do slots the
Oh,
machine?
here's one. Here's one.
Machine the slots?
Yeah, Million Monster Militia. This is another one. So this one didn't do so hot. But if you look at it, oh god,
Wow, I wonder
let me
why.
get. Oh
What the
my
hell is
god,
that thing?
yeah, this trailer is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the screenshots. It's the same thing. It's 5x5, just tilted, but you do the same combos. It's a lot. They took a lot of the same formulas too. So instead of slot machine, you're just rolling and throwing different monsters. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of different ways to innovate in the genre.
I mean, fair
But
play to them. That's all I can say. Look, some people hit.
yeah.
That's the things you can hit, and not a lot of craziness. It's just you just
Mhm.
gotta put it out there. You gotta work on
Yeah.
it. You gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
As much as I can say anything that like I do what I do, but I mean on the commercial side, like you make a big game and you work hard on it and it takes you years to put it out and it may still not hit the way that thing
Yeah.
fucking hits that there was you could have made in 2 weekends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not any onus, not any problems against anything things. Let's just say like call a spade a spade. It's like a competent person could have that done and out in 2 weeks at the same rate,
Yeah.
right? Um and again, that's not a bad thing. That's actually like a glorious thing because the quickness to market will be the first thing that anybody will tell you in entrepreneurship. How fast can you get that first product to market so that you're not wasting all this time to see does it actually work? Right? Like you're putting it out there quickly so that you can get that market feedback and if it grows and it spins off, boom 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 boom, you know what your winner is, just go. and put everything else down and just dive into your winner. But in this case, like they put that time out. They found something that had obviously resonated with people, that they saw people just sit down and enjoy and keep going, and then held on to that, polished it to a point. Didn't care too much about like, oh, we don't need these multiplicative win moments.
Yeah.
We don't need to put on multipliers all over the place. What happens with this? Your landlord just asks for rent. It's like, okay. It's like it's a simple dialogue pop up. We don't even need to show the landlord. What does the landlord look like? Who cares? Like, just put it out. Put
Yeah.
it out. Like, I love that. And I applaud the people for like, just get it in, check it the fuck into the project and get it gone. That's cool.
You're definitely right. You can make the game in the core game in a weekend. It might not be balanced, might not have all the content you need, but then you just spend the next 2 weeks adding content and
And
stuff.
honestly, what roguelikes are balanced? They're not supposed to necessarily be
Right.
balanced. Like, they're supposed to be like kind of fucking bullshit, so that you can feel like I have a bullshit build and I did it and I made that bullshit build. But the next time you rotate the game again, you're not going to get the same combos. So it's like going to be harder for you to actually aim into that if you have like a decent breadth like of content, you know? So cool. Fair play.
Totally agree. Treat it like a slot machine. Get those jackpots.
Hell yeah, bro.
Actually, speaking of which, damn, I'm getting called out here. I think the next one's a roguelike too. So, so I'm skipping best family. I'm skipping best fighting.
Okay.
Going to best RPG. The best RPG I have played this year is called Dungeon 100. It plays like
Oh, another card builder roguelike? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's almost like team fight fortune. Okay. You get cards, you can build combos off of it. It has one twist though. The twist is that after each milestone, which is every 15 stages, when you beat the boss, your character becomes that boss. So this is not a PvP game or a PvE game. It's a PvS game. It's a player versus self game. So as you can see in this, it says defeat your past selves to defend further into the dungeon.
Yes. Okay, I did hear about this. What a cool concept, right? Like, because the whole thing of I don't want to get too powerful, I have to play on the edge of power, is actually like a really sinister concept. You're playing against yourself. You don't want yourself to do so well, self-balancing at the same time.
Yeah. It can obviously there's obvious pitfalls if you do this wrong. And but the one thing I want to say about this game that made it so unique. So the gameplay, super fun. You grow in power. I've played dozens of these games. I did, but I would quit once I hit a hard enough wall. The thing about this game, about being at PVS, was I played this for a long time. I played it for a long time because I never felt like there was a wall. I was like, oh, okay, well, I've done this before. It's me. I just have to beat myself. So this PVS concept made me play at least 10 times longer than I normally would in a PvE game.
Really?
So that's the thing I wanted to know. You wanted me to bring up this link you sent me, or
this was the cozy game that that I was talking about there earlier on. So this person says like I'm working on a relaxing idle farming simulator that sits at the bottom of your screen, and you can see there it's like they still have all of their productivity apps up top, but like they're using that whole widescreen bottom end monitor to have that game kind of like playing, right? Like it's but it's only this amount of the screen, and I'm like, damn, yeah, I love that. Like I love that idea. Like why aren't games like why do we have to use the whole screen? Why does it have to take your entire attention? Why can't it just sit like that as part of your monitor's life and make that work? Like I think that's
dude, everyone has gigantic monitors now anyways. You might as well have a game running on it.
Damn, my mom's fucking 60 something and she has fucking 2 monitors. What are we doing here? If you're not rocking 2 monitors, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Seriously. At me, who's just works on a MacBook the entire time with with only the MacBook monitor, but still, it's all good.
That is funny.
All right, what's next?
All right. Yes, next one, best action game.
Oh,
So
let me
my
guess.
favorite action
Let
game.
me fucking
Oh,
guess.
oh no!
Let
Don't
me
look then. I
guess.
already brought it up.
is it is it a does it have deck building in it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
But I wish it did.
Yeah, sure, I
My
bet.
favorite game, action game of the year, Starship Troopers Extermination. I don't even need to tell you what this game is. Just know that it's Starship Troopers FPS. And you can already imagine all of the gameplay. It finally did it right. I think there's other Starship Troopers games, but they don't do the clear and obvious fantasy. Let me try to find gameplay. The, I just want 16 people, or more, preferably way more,
Preferably way more.
blasting at thousands of giant insects running at you. That is all I needed. This game was so fun without needing anything fancy. The theme and the fantasy alone made me want to sign up for the Space Marines. So
Nice. Has
that's
anybody
my
done
favorite.
that actually, Calvin? Like PvE, right? 10,000 enemies versus 64 players, and you have like conquest
No.
style battlefield maps where you have like those layers of attrition, and you have to pull back your ranks to the other places, and it's PvE versus PvE, versus player. um and it's just all about mass units coming at you. I know that Killing
No.
Floor feels like that, but it doesn't feel like that as well too, because it doesn't have the attrition. It doesn't have those pieces to it, but it
Yeah.
could be
Because of base
theoretically
building. Oh
similar.
my god. You're making me so sad. I want you to stop.
What?
Because there are no horde mode games with a lot of players, like even 64. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
But also, so in this game, okay, it's not just you have to do objectives. So oh my god, you get to split up into different squads, alpha, beta squads, and then go out and do these objectives. You build your base, and then there's a final rush where your base, like the movie, is getting totally overrun by bugs,
Mm-hmm.
and especially based on how you built it with your team. And then the dropship comes, and then your whole team hauls ass to try to get the dropship to the dropship. Half your squad is just getting picked off by bugs, and you're debating, should I go save that guy? Oh no, I'm just gonna keep
Never
running
save
for
that
it.
guy.
It is.
Never save that guy. Never do it. It's not worth it. No one else will help you.
Exactly. Oh, it even has it shows it right here. Um, I kind of forgot about this. But in the movie they had these big artillery bugs that shoot out these blue giant
Yep.
explosions, and to have them in the game as well is amazing. So I have nothing bad to say about this game.
That's cool. Hell yeah. I like the base building aspect. If they have that in there, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely adds another layer
I
to
mean, I love a fodder unit game. Like,
it. Yeah.
I'm all about it.
All right. All right. Now we're starting to move back into where we were last time. So best indie game. Wait, is this? Yeah, best indie game. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, my last point on that was just like the
Mhm.
honestly, like I really enjoy watching videos on people playing the Civil War simulators where it's
Yeah.
like just it's like so stupid. There's not even that much gameplay, but it's just the fact that like people then just jump that who play those games like naturally jump into the role play of that game. They're like,
Yes.
we are the British. We are about to go fight the the statesman over here. It's like I love that. Like nobody tells you rank and file, but just because you give one person the power and you say and they just say cheerio, like just it gets everybody like into it, and it's so in play that I bet you that Starship Troopers game probably feels like because of all the memes and everything else, people so much just jump into like being a character in the movie and playing and like you get so much I get so much entertainment out of just that. Like I love that. That's
Yeah.
so fun.
No, that's a really good point. Some games and settings just really put you in that role playing setting. But I do wonder if is it because there's also a lot of people, so that when you see a lot of people going to rank, like, do you do it yourself? Not really sure.
Yeah, well, I think it
Um,
allows you to have that fantasy, because
yeah,
otherwise it's like, I mean, we've talked about it before, right? Or I've talked about it before with other people, but the only time that like playground play really occurs, right, is that, and play in general is just, we come up with this rule set, and this rule set is what binds us. That's what brings us into this different world, where then we sit in that world where those rules are now like the encompassing aspects of that reality. And if anybody else wants to be in our world, they have to abide by our rules. That's the most important part. Otherwise, they're outside of the scope of the world and they don't necessarily exist, but they break the mold of the world, so they can't relate. They can't be part of that world. So in seeing something like that, when you see other people who become a part of a world, right, and they become a part of like this all-encompassing rule set of like, it's not just the gameplay mechanics now, it's like how you act within the game, it's how you represent yourself. All of a sudden those things like add to the color of the world, adding more rules, and those more rules add more depth of layering, and those more depth of layering brings everybody together and like fills out the world a little bit more, and really binds us all together, and things like that is why to me like bits of role play like that are actually phenomenal for just play, and play and world building and centering you within somewhere.
you got me wanting to experiment in that realm, but screw multiplayer dev. That's too too annoying.
Yeah, for sure. Jesus Christ.
But best indie game, I don't think it's any one of these. In fact, I wouldn't even put any of these close to my top.
What? What?
Um, yeah,
What?
this is my category. I do play basically only indie games. But my favorite indie game of the year is this game. It's called Time Wasters. Now, is it a roguelike? Thank God it's not. Oh no, it says rogue. Ah, getting exposed. Okay, so this is a Vampire Survivors game. There have been, I think there's probably 300 Vampire Survivors clones at this point.
Yeah.
This is one of the three that I've seen that actually try something different. So the difference in this game is that there's these planets, and you can upgrade the planets. So it's not just upgrading your stuff. There are multiple planets, and you upgrade them. And the effect that that creates is that now it creates this thing where you're kind of going between routes. You're not just mindlessly collecting gems. You're thinking about your planet cooldowns. You're thinking about when to go to them. For example, there's a planet that has like 4 turrets on them,
Mm-hmm.
and you can, when you're getting extra swarmed, you can haul ass to the turret planet to give you some support fire and stuff like that. So I thought this changed the gameplay a lot for the survivor genre, and it made it super interesting. Uh, the people that I know that have played this game have played uh, dozens of hours more than the the normal one.
Okay. Which I could totally
So
understand. To me, this is great innovation within a new genre space, but not good enough, at all. To me, if you were gonna go and say out of all of this list and everything, who's doing the best, it's got to be
mm,
Viewfinder. And the reason is because it's a brand new everything. Like we're talking about, yes, the ending look of the game went a little bit like The Witness, right? But the technology behind this game, the ability to snap a picture of something, take that in as a 2D image, pull it, extract it as a 3D image into a world to solve a puzzle and solve a problem, it is not a challenge that I think people would want to take on in the game development society or sphere. It's not something that anybody has really thought about. I think people have probably attempted that, but this is like a really well fucking executed, difficult thing to do. That is up there with Superliminal. It's up there with with some of these other, you know, like more abstracty puzzle games, and I applaud it greatly for everything that it's done as a game. That's
out of this, yeah, out of this list, Viewfinder I think blows the rest
yeah.
out of the water.
Yeah,
Very
Randy, I'm
ambitious,
sorry.
very.
Cocoon, I don't fucking get it, bro. I don't fucking get it. I'm halfway through the game.
Say it loud and
I'm
proud.
halfway through the game. I don't get the appeal right now. I don't know I have no concept of where I am within this space. I get it. I've moved into some organic territory. I got 3 orbs that are worlds. They do things. Great. Cool puzzles. What else? What am I doing here? A little bit of story, a little bit of something would have gone a long way in that game, and I got none of it. I've got 0. I don't know I'm not. I'll finish it, but at the end of it, if there's no, I'm just constantly, I'm waiting for the payoff. I'm waiting for some payoff, and it's not there. It's not there for me. I would say Dave the Diver. I don't know how you're feeling. Did you play Cocoon at all? Did you play any of it?
Oh, I beat Cocoon.
Oh, you beat Cocoon. Okay, am I wrong in saying
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Is there going to be a payoff at some point, Calvin?
I don't. Okay, so for the genre, the specific genre of like puzzle top down.
For the game, Calvin. For the game. Does the game payoff? Is this worth my fucking time? Because right now, it's not.
Yeah, overall, outside of the genre, worth your time? No, I would say that.
Sorry, Randy.
It's really good for its genre, but as an overall game, I think it's I don't know. You won't learn or grow too much from it, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I just want to know story-wise. I mean, but
yeah. Oh, the payoff.
I'm gonna keep playing.
It's above average. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The payoff and narrative, it's above average.
Okay, I'm just guessing what's going on right now, and that's it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Look, there's cool little pieces. I think it's a well put together.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. Given your current reaction, I think there will be no payoff. If you've already had no payoff so far, there will not be another payoff. I'll say that.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
And before somebody calls me a hater, I hate on all 5 of these games. I'm only saying Viewfinder is good because in comparison to other forms.
Yeah.
And I do want to say this. So I think genres and innovations are kind of like a tech tree. I actually think it's predictable. As much as I like Viewfinder, I don't think we're going to see any other game take this mechanic and innovate it. That could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. Time Wasters, I think it's a great mechanic that people are going to be like, this is fun. I'm going to innovate on it. And I don't think it's just because Viewfinder is hard to make. I think it's hard to make fun or extra fun. It's like novel.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is really neat. And you might beat the game, but it's not like, it doesn't like fully suck you in for 80 hours.
I feel like it gets you from like that first clip.
I appreciate the innovation.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you though, but I think that's why it's so good. At the same time, it's like it's not just lost in a sea of other things. It is unique to itself, and other, you know, it's going to be hard for anything to like chop and change that real quick, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go through these other ones, because Dave the Diver, not an indie game. We've talked about this. Not an indie game.
I wanted to win. I wanted to win. I want the chaos.
Get it out. Not an indie game. Dredge, I've heard great things. I still haven't played it, but I would say that's pretty up there on people's lists. And then Seas of Stars was your kind of like winner when we talked about this the last time as well too, from my remembering. So
yeah, execution wise. Overall.
Yeah, but anyway.
Dredge, by the way, so horror fishing, I do think similar to Time Wasters, people are going to innovate it because it did well. You are going to see, here's my prediction, 2024 predictions already. You will see 5 games that look just like Dredge that pop up next year. Guaranteed.
Okay. I mean, I'll just say this, like, I applaud every indie game developer who's just out here just fucking doing it.
So you don't applaud Dave the Diver then?
They ain't out here.
Or do you?
They ain't out here, dude. You ain't out here, dude. Not a chance. Not a chance. They ain't out here. Not like these. They ain't out here on these streets. They ain't out here fucking in these
Yeah,
streets.
they ain't starving. They got like a
They ain't
$20 million
starving. Yeah, they
backing.
ain't starving. They ain't out here. They live in cushy, man. Cushy.
All right,
Nah.
the next two categories. I don't know if you have anything to say. To be honest, I don't. Best community support.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah. And the next one is best ongoing, which I don't really play these
I
games.
mean, all right. Community support. Let's just say that the Cyberpunk updates this year have
Oh yeah.
been magical, right? That is something that I did kind of go into, is that it's huge. They've done, the game has changed. It's cool. It's fun. It's awesome. I played Phantom Liberty. I played a little bit before I left, and I was enjoying it. I'm gonna continue to enjoy it. I think that they did a great job of just like sticking to it and turning it around. Obviously, they had to, but what you gonna do? We've talked about Baldur's Gate 3, their onboarding of the game, making sure that it was right at launch, and they had their soft launch. They did it. They put it all out there. Good on them. And No Man's Sky is just always going to be up there as one of the biggest success stories in gaming innovation as there ever was. So fucking kudos to all of those people. Destiny 2, didn't they put that game on life support? That game's on life support. Like, they've already closed that fucking shop down. They've moved people off of that team. I don't think that that's happening anymore. What the fuck? Final Fantasy who? How many Final Fantasy games do you need, Square Enix? What are we doing, guys? That's
Why is it? Why
what
is
are we
it a
doing?
community support game? I don't actually understand.
I don't know.
Chat
Oh,
comments. Tell me.
it's probably because of
Are
the yeah, it's probably because of the multiplayer. Is that the MMO?
Oh, it
It's
is.
probably
Oh,
the
I
MMO.
no wait, dude. I thought okay. I thought this was Final Fantasy 16
How would you
because
know? How would you know
I thought
any of
this was
them? How would you
dude. Is this
know?
not the protagonist?
I don't
Is the
know.
protagonist?
There's 70 games, Calvin. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, they tricked me. They tricked me. Okay, 14 is the MMO. You're right.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no clue at all.
Okay. So did you have a vote for one of these five?
No, just fair play to good live support
Okay.
games and just keeping games alive. That's all. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
All right. Sounds good. Best ongoing, which is kind of similar, maybe. Wait a minute. Oh, these are okay. Okay, best ongoing game is a game that is continually being developed.
I mean, Apex Legends is just gonna be Titanfall 3 next. Like, that's a Titanfall 3 is on the way, people. Titanfall is now alive once again because of Apex Legends, and Apex exists because of Titanfall. So kudos to that. I'm looking forward to that. But Apex Legends is is this right now, and will be for a hot minute. Um, Fortnite Fortnite updated to Unreal like 5.0. They got their whole UCG backend up and running. The game is now like creator friendly, even more so, and that's kind of cool. I think that's probably like a pretty big thing. And then I don't know, Genshin Impact who, Final Fantasy who. What are your thoughts?
I don't. So, from my perception of not playing these games, it seems like Fortnite has a lot of work put into keeping it super fresh with events and updates. So,
Totally agree.
that's my yeah.
Yeah, I think Fortnite's like push for user content is like a much bigger development practice than putting a new thing out for Cyberpunk, and everything else can, I don't know, go fuck off. I don't know. Good luck.
Man, the day that Fortnite falls, I look forward to seeing what happens because Epic is so reliant on Fortnite to keep them afloat that
I mean,
nobody knows.
you say the same thing about Counter Strike, right? Like it's just going to become a dynasty, and if it isn't already, like everybody is always just waiting for. So players age out of Minecraft, right? Minecraft started with our age, but then even then you had younger players then playing it, and it became this like bigger thing. But then our player base aged out, but their player base aged in, and honestly took it to a different level. Then they've now starting to age out, and it's the same thing you see in like Roblox, right? Like Roblox started as like a really baby game, and older people like who played Minecraft wouldn't play Roblox because we were like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how you do this. That's a baby game, but I play with blocks. So all of a sudden there became this like parallelogram of like of generational, movements where it's like we went from one baby game to the next baby game to the next baby game to the next baby game, and everybody always looked back and said babies play that game, but it's like it's actually just we just teared up, um, and in doing so, we still kind of go back a lot of the time, and we're gonna go back, I think, more and more as like newer generations take over those titles. So
Yeah.
I think it's just with better tooling and better support on the engines, we're gonna continue to see like good access to those games.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right. How are we doing on time? Are we at
I don't know how much we got
15
left.
minutes?
Come on, yeah, let's do it. We got 15.
Let's do it. All right, we got this. All right. Let's see. Games for Impact. I actually played a few of these. So, Games for Impact is games that have a thought-provoking message or pro-social meaning. I had to look up some of these, but these are the two that I played. And I when it comes to these sorts of games, like I don't like it or think it's effective when the message is like tacked on and has nothing to do with the gameplay.
Mm.
So actually, my vote for this one is Terra Nil. Terra Nil is a game where you build it's SimCity and then reverse SimCity. You build a city and then you return it back to nature. And just with my kind of limited knowledge of these other games, it was the only one that really wove it directly into the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to check out some of these? Or?
Venba was the only one that I really saw. Terra Nil I saw on mobile, and I was just like not keen on the visual side of it. It just didn't grip me. It just didn't grab me at all. Everything else, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
And
look, reality is like I'm glad that people put out games like this. This is the point of the space of all of these things. Is like tell a story, tell something that's unique to you. These are very much the passion projects that people have. Like, I would love to make a game like this or anything else like that, right? Like a game just about my dog is like one of the one things I would love to do, and just tell people about how my dog plays and plays with me, and go into things like that, but and show them that love that I have with my dog. But in doing so, I think you have to be a type of player to want to play these things. They really tug at your heartstrings, or at least attempt to, and you have to be conscientious of those things and of those messages. And um, if you have a heart of fucking ice and raw iron steel like myself, it's difficult to open yourself up to those things a lot of the times. You really got to make some time for them, and I think that's a negative side on for me. But it's also just like a barrier to entry that always happens with products like this. So I applaud anybody who puts their heart and soul into putting something out that's around these things. It's just it's a difficult sell. It's a difficult sell for me. So it's just not something I pay attention to or is on my radar. And that's, I think, partly because on the commercial side, I wouldn't see these as like viable successes. But it's not about that, right? It's about the indie side. It's about putting your heart on a slate and saying, here it is.
yeah, I think it really helps if it was on Game Pass because that's why I played Venba. I wouldn't feel very comfortable paying money, but if it's if I got some time, I'm like, oh, this game's on Game Pass. I'll give it a shot.
Sometimes,
So maybe
a lot of the times, a lot of games like this kind of fucking suck or miss on the message that they wanted to
yeah,
transpose.
exactly.
They appeal too much to art, not to design. And there's art in design, but making art as art house games and putting them out is and having that message like be clear and consistent is difficult. It's very difficult. So sometimes like I feel like sometimes these can just be you can just miss it. You know what I mean? You can just miss. So I don't know if somebody can
I no,
hit.
1,000% agree. Thou- Definitely agree, and that's why there's such risky buys. I mean,
Yeah,
so yeah, maybe subscription platforms will help these games thrive better.
Something, but good on them for putting it out there and making them.
Innovation in accessibility. I really am only familiar with one of these in terms of what they did, but I do want to highlight it. I kind of assume you're in the same boat with.
Didn't Street Fighter 6 go back on it though?
Well, actually, I want to show that off. So,
Oh.
Street Fighter 6 match. This is at
Oh,
Evo.
with the blindfold.
This man is blind, or at least damn near completely blind, or something. But he uses a blindfold, and right now they're turning on all the accessibility options. I tried out these options myself. So it's kind of like echolocation. It tells you where the player is and how far. And it was really hard to use, but it was strong enough that so this guy is playing E Honda on the right, and it was strong enough that this guy, in fact, won the match.
He did.
And this match was shared everywhere. Like
he didn't just win. I thought he won a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, he went 2-2 actually.
Yeah, he went 2-2.
Yeah. So I mean, this is such a genre that you cannot really close your eyes on. It's multiplayer, like a single player game. Yeah, you can close your eyes. People speed run those things, but damn, I was so impressed that this guy was able to pull it off. So this is the only game that gets my vote in this category.
I'm with you there. I think I always think about controller support when I think about these things. Not so much sound and innovation. My understanding is that like Street Fighter 6 actually went back on kind of controller support. And Xbox, stupidly, if we're just going to talk about accessibility as well too, they went crazy on third-party controller support as well too. Did. So it's like,
yeah,
where we make steps forward, we are making steps back in allowing for more accessibility within games, and I want to make sure that that is called out within our industry and frowned upon. I don't care if it's under the guise of modding support and cheaters in Call of Duty. It's like that's one aspect of something else, and we can fix that in different ways. Like, we need to not stop things, like accessibility within controllers. GDC has their whole crazy controller area, right? Like play a game with, I remember playing a game by using a book, and you flip the pages of the book, right? Playing a game with just, speaking into a microphone and stuff like that. You can't do that if we start closing off controller support. And what's the point of having VR and all of these other, AR systems if we're not allowed to like turn things into controllers? Like, isn't it so funny when your game goes viral when like, people are playing Overwatch by using a banana, or beating different games like Dark Souls playing Guitar Hero controllers. Like, these things are cool. Like, let's stop doing those things, I don't know what Xbox, any of the other games did though.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, Xbox.
Why don't they highlight it? Like they just threw games.
Who's really gonna know even what these were?
Yeah.
Like, even if they played all 6 games, they won't even know.
How would you know? You fuck the fucking Game Awards, bro. Fuck off. Seriously.
Can't wait. We're gonna make more episodes on the Game Awards.
Fuck these. Like, fucking put the fucking. What the reasons are.
Xbox. Yeah, Xbox did go back on controller stuff. That's a big. It's a questionable mistake. But Street Fighter didn't. Actually, Street Fighter and fighting game tournaments probably have the most like variety of controllers nowadays.
Oh, okay.
So that's all good. Okay, now we're going to the top 6. All right, or top 7.
Almost there.
Best performance. There. Yeah, we're almost there. Best performance awarded to. Oh God, actually, I don't have an opinion on this. I'll just pick who I like the most, which is Idris Elba in Pacific Rim. We're canceling the apocalypse. So that's all I got.
Good luck. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. All right. Skipping this. All right. Top 6. Although honestly, I don't really care too much about audio design, so I'm gonna let you take this. Yeah, this one's all you. Best audio design. Do you have an opinion? And if not, name a game that you do like the audio. How about
Jesus, I don't know. World of Warcraft. Is that too much? I don't know.
that? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you know?
All right.
Do you know what? Actually,
Right.
it's
No.
not even a game of this year, right? But obviously, because it's not. But I've been playing the Cult of Lamb. I play that game.
Yeah.
The fucking soundtrack rings in my head for
Yeah.
hours after I put the game down. It is ringing in my head. I hate it, but I love it. So that's awesome. But no, I just don't have any. I don't have any reference on any of these things. So good for them. I think Resident Evil probably has some great horror moments and some really chunky stuff in there. But I never got to play. Is that like a Dead Space like remake? Did we get a Space remake?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't realize that. But yeah, that's 3 zombie games actually.
Huh? Yeah.
So they all might have chunky sounds to them.
Yeah. All right. I like chunk.
But yeah, I'm the same way. I'm just like, if you got a catchy tune, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's best score in music, man. We're gonna skip this too then.
Wow, fuck.
Oh yeah, we're skipping this.
Yeah, who cares? Good
Let's
luck.
get to
It's
the
probably
things that
Baldur's
matter.
Gate. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
All right, best art direction.
Oh.
Here are your 5. Give me the winner of these 5, and then give me your personal one if you have one.
Like, is Hi-Fi Rush gonna win this?
No, I don't think they have enough money. The people that win the Game Awards are popular. Yeah, it's gonna be like Lies of P or Zelda.
Yeah, like it can't be Mario that looks like every other Mario game, right? Right?
Yeah,
that's right, Calvin, right?
It does.
Mario cannot win this, right? Because it's Mario and it looks like every other Mario game. Please tell me that they're not gonna win this because it looks like every other Mario game.
Yeah, I mean, my vote here is Hi-Fi Rush just because it stands out.
Give it to him, Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Now I do have a personal, or do you have a personal choice? Can you think of any?
No.
If not, totally fine.
I mean, can you look up the Alan Wake 2? Like, I bet that looks fucking pretty cool, like by itself.
I don't know what's on.
Yeah.
It's apparently not on Steam, so.
Can you hit it on the Googs?
No, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Alright, there's no worries. Yeah, it's fun. Again, give me a little fucking breakdown, boys. Give me a little fucking breakdown. Give me a little fucking couple of pictures.
Right.
Drop the trailer in there. Do something.
I do have a vote myself for best art direction. My best art direction is this game right here, Ratopia. And honestly, it's not even the art style. I just love this cover art. This is my favorite cover art. I saw this. I was like, I want to play this game no matter what it is. So, because I don't care about art direction very much.
What's the game?
This is my vote.
What's the game?
Guys.
Wait, what's the game?
Oh, it's not a good game.
All right, it's not a good game. Okay, all right.
It's not a good game.
Okay.
I mean, I can show it. It's a city builder. It's what's.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right. Down to
best
3 ones, and
I bet Baldur's Gate is in here. Would you look at that?
Got Phantom Liberties there, so you can evaluate that as well.
Baldur's Gate wins.
Here we go. Here's Final Fantasy 16. He has the same haircut. Baldur's Gate, okay.
Baldur's Gate wins.
Why does Baldur's Gate win?
Oh, come on! I don't think that anything can stand to that right this second. At least for the amount of depth of narrative that there is in there, and the amount of different pathways that you can go down. I think that's got to be the clear and obvious winner. Within the structure of their game, they've just bitten off more cakes. They've not just bitten off a slice of cake. They've bitten off 3 cakes at the same time, and to just accomplish what they've accomplished. So I applaud them, and they should get the win on that one.
Yeah, that is fair. I'm gonna have to go with that as well. My personal vote. Not that I played a ton of I actually did play a handful of narrative games. I'd give it to Venba.
Yeah.
So one thing about narrative games is very similar to what I said about games. What do you call it? Hang on. What was that term? Games for impact. I think the narrative needs to affect the gameplay and all the way around. It's a very simple ask. I don't think narrative should just be tacked on to the game.
No.
Now, this is a game where you end up cooking and you're given recipes, and sometimes the recipe is missing stuff. And it was really woven in with the gameplay really well. There's like your controls. Your controls are actually really bad in the beginning, but then as your character in the story learns to cook better, now the controls suddenly become tight, and that was just one of multiple things to tell this story of this immigrant family and how food brought them together. So out of the probably 6 or so narrative games I played this year, this one stood out for actually integrating narrative.
Mm-hmm. I do think this one is worth a play for sure.
Yeah, pretty short too, 2 hours. That was one of the reasons I played it. I was like, yeah, I could do 2 hours.
Nice. Love it.
All right. We're getting down to the last two. These are the big ones. Best game direction, best game direction means outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction. What you got, Sean? And also, if you have a one outside of these 5, bring it up.
Oh man, I don't know. My problem is that like Tears of the Kingdom did not get critical success from even its player audience.
People are not replaying that game very much.
Wonder just came out, and I don't see the big differences there versus many other Mario games. I think Spider-Man 2 is a great upgrade to the last Spider-Man. If this was the only Spider-Man, right? If this was the only Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
That would be the clear. That would be my clear winner.
Yes.
But the fact that they already made one and it looks very close to this already. And look, there's some new animations, there's some better blending, there's some new tech going on for sure. There's some cool shit. But they already kind of did it. And then Baldur's Gate is brand new with a bunch of different stuff, but the gameplay kind of sucks for me, and I didn't enjoy it, and I fell out. Stops me. And then Alan Wake 2 is a reboot of a game that wasn't even, it was like critically acclaimed, but like wasn't even really that like liked at the same time when it came out. It was a dude with a flashlight and a gun, and we liked it, but we don't really know why. And now it's here again, and you know what I mean.
Hey, let me point this out real quick. Both game direction and game of the year are probably the same franchise / sequel games. It's all there. So we have to pick up from the best of the sequels, basically. I'll give mine real quick. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I did play that. It was 4 players. It was pretty fun, and that's why it wins to me, because I actually don't care or like these other 4 that much. So out of the 5, that's the one I like.
Okay. I will probably give it to Spider-Man. I think I will give it to Spider-Man. I think that there is just like overall, again, like if we're just talking about there is I guess
this is kind of like innovation and vision as well.
Yeah.
And I don't see it in these others. I mean, not to knock it, but I didn't actually see anything new in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's probably not. That's probably not. I'm probably like going off of the hype of the first one. Yeah. I think it's probably still. All right, I'll take it back. It's still probably Baldur's Gate, but I don't.
My vote is as terrible as yours is.
Yeah, it's probably still Baldur's Gate, but I don't like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I get it. And yeah, Mario is typically very much more of the same, but look at this pipe in the background. It's moving around like a snake. That's good enough innovation for me for this category.
Well, good for them. Great. No, I gotta play it.
But my player's choice.
Go on.
It's my player's choice. What my vote is Starship Troopers. I once again give it again best game direction. Please give me 10 more games where I'm shooting bugs with my homies.
Yeah, hell yeah. I like it.
Here it is, the final one. We're finally here. Game of the year, the best experience across all fields. It's almost the same game. Actually, it's the same 5 games, but now Resident Evil 4 is in here, which is also a remake. The head shakes.
I mean, we can do better. If there's anything can tell you, we can just do better. We can do better.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love.
This is why we.
I love this. Like I bet that there are more fun games out there. Like what was this? What was this game that everybody was looking like the same character? We were all like running around, almost like an SCP style place. It's like.
Do you mean Lethal Company, which just came out?
Yeah, Lethal Company.
Okay, yeah.
People are having
That's a hot
so
game.
much
That's
fun.
a top 10 game.
Yeah, but people are having so much more fun playing that game than I feel like any of these games. Like there's like
I agree.
Like there are moments in that game that I feel like that are way more entertaining than anything that you will find in most of these games.
I'm gonna be on my high horse right now, but I'm gonna straight up say it. I agree. They had more fun than ever playing these games. I agree.
I want smiles to dollars, Calvin. I want smiles to dollars. And I don't see smiles to dollars here. What I see is $70 to $80 fucking investments that just hurt me. You know what I mean? Like that just like hurt like, my psyche.
I'm playing this just to keep up with the Joneses. Like
exactly. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I'm just. I'm grumpy.
This is why
tired.
we're doing our own votes.
Yeah.
And not just watching the show.
I'm grumpy. I'm tired. I'm an old man. I get it. I fucking get it. I get it. But at the same goddamn time, like, I don't know. I feel like we could do better. Like, I don't know. I feel like we could do better. Maybe we could do better. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I will abstain my vote, and just as a sign of rebellion, I will abstain my vote on this one. None of these deserve it.
Yeah, good for them. Good for everybody who worked on them. I'm glad. It just makes my life as a commercial developer make less and less and less sense because I don't even like my own genres of making games or anything else like that these days. What you gonna do? You know, you gotta pay the bills and you gotta make the biggest thing, and the blockbuster games are gonna take it. They're gonna try and they're gonna try and try and try, and it's not like these are bad games. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad games. I just don't think that they're the best games that came out. If you just want to put smiles on my face or even like scary moments, like you know, in front of me, I think that they've been, you know, there've been plenty of smaller games with much lower budgets and much lower expectations that have given people way more entertainment quality this year than most of the games that come out on these scales. And I don't know how to rectify that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to rectify that. I don't know what that means for the industry. I don't really know where that puts us. But I just don't see it as like a viable thing sometimes, you know?
One thing that is good about Lethal Company, which if you're a viewer and you haven't heard of this game, please look it up. It is a great game. So Lethal Company is a top 10 game on Steam right now. Mm-hmm. It has over 100K people playing. So even though it's not popping up on these game awards, people do seem to be voting with their dollars to a degree. Yeah. So I think maybe that's getting better. Who knows?
Who knows? Again, it's my problem, I think, with the surfacing of quality to the individual consumer that doesn't need to necessarily go in and read the news, that isn't trying to look at like the top famous YouTubers to like figure out what game should I be playing next. There needs to be better metrics to decide like what are better games and how do we surface and promote better games, especially on the smaller sides. And there's plenty of room to be doing things like that. I've never thought that the big game rewards anything has been a great substitute for for anything but consumer dollars to bigger game studios and advertising.
Right.
And you know, good for them that they can turn that profit year over year over year, and make something bigger and bigger. But it's the same thing of the Oscars. It's the same thing of the Grammys. It's all a gigantic wank fest of movies that were big budgeted that need justification to make sense, and to put it on the box to sell more copies and hopefully go platinum like later on down the line, whatever that means, because we don't really have that type of consumerist goal anymore, I guess. But I don't know, you know what I mean? Again, I'm an old coot, dude. I'm an old coot, but
Yep.
I just wish that there was better ways that to surface, put all games in the same category, and not just like the big games are with the big games and the small games are with the small games over here. Like there needs to be more homogenization between all of these things, by all means.
Yeah. Lethal Company is not even, in my opinion, not even close to the best. It just, like you said, it just happened to surface in a way that people could catch on. But there's so many hidden gems. There's so many great game designs out there,
Yeah.
and they are all being lost.
Yeah, I think that's the funny thing is like a
Um,
lot of times there's pieces of great games, right? Especially in the indie side, there's pieces of great games. It's hard to like have it all come together where we love every single part of it and it makes sense. And but yeah, it's like if you looked at money to dollars as well too, like I bet Dave the Diver sold a reasonable amount of copies to Alan Wake 2, you know.
yeah.
I bet like I bet if you look at some of the playtime as well too, there's probably pretty high playtimes on a lot of those titles. But like it is what it is. That's just what the thing is right now. That's what this thing is. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Well, so I'm gonna abstain and ignore these six, and in fact, instead, I'm gonna talk about what I think is the actual game of the year. For me, the game of the year is Street Fighter Six. I'll just be playing this in the background while I do it.
I thought
So it's not.
I
I'm
thought
not gonna
this was
talk about the
football.
game. What's that?
I thought this was football. I didn't know what the fuck this
Oh,
was for a second there. I thought this was
oh
soccer.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
So I'm not
no.
going to talk about the gameplay. If you're listening to this, you already know about the gameplay. I'll just talk about why it's amazing to me. And really, Street Fighter Six coincided with the revival of fighting games. So this year has been amazing. The first tourney I went to was in June. So actually, it wasn't even early in the year. This game came out in June, and since then I've been going to tourneys. I've been seeing friends I haven't seen in a decade, a literal decade, and everyone's playing this game, and we're once again just crowded around friends, cheering them on, talking shit, and rebuilding the community. And that alone makes this actually a very clear game of the year winner for me. It is just amazing to have that sort of community and camaraderie back in my life. It's not just within the state. Like people are traveling. It's like who's better, Colorado or Texas? We're getting those rivalries back again. We're getting Japan versus US again. So that it's just great to see that all come back, and it's a game worthy of such play. It's not just like, hey, this is Street Fighter Six, let's play it. This is legitimately a great game that it deserves to carry the community forward.
This is StarCraft for fighting, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fully agree with you. Genre, we've talked about this like plenty of times, but it's like this genre has screamed that somebody fucking actually do something and stop putting out the same fucking game over and over and over and over again, thinking that that's what people want. And you can see now the quality bar of all of a sudden when you focus on the community and building community features rather than just like, oh, a new gameplay or new characters, you're actually going to find success. Like that's what this always has needed, because that's what makes this game and makes any of this genre, this whole thing. And the failures of Mortal Kombat have shown through. The failures of of Tekken have shown through, right? Like both studios have put out a new version of that game this year. Both of them have fallen on deaf ears purely because they haven't been able to fucking they forgot like who plays the game. They forgot that this is not an arcade game anymore, or that this is an arcade game and like who plays it. You know, it's these crazy people that play it at mad spots, you know, at these dojos as you call them, you know. And I love that. Bring it back.
All right, so that is it. Do you, again, not to call you out or put you on the spot,
nothing.
but if you have a game of the year,
nope, I got nothing. I might put
it.
something down in the comments later
Good.
on, but I got nothing. I really got nothing. I got to pay attention a little bit more, and if that's anything that I will take from the year, it's that I gotta pay attention a little bit more, because reality is it's like I don't think I do pay attention at all, really, you know.
And the thing is, you do play games, but you play, you'll play like Red Dead and other games that didn't necessarily come out this year. So
yeah, I'm a patient gamer.
Yeah.
I'm playing games that came out forever ago because now they're actually working and fixed, and you can actually play them and enjoy them, you know. Like, I don't know, my computer can run them. That's probably the only real reason. But yeah, that's it, you know. We're here now.
There you have it, guys. The real never seen that. That's gonna somehow destroy the stream. I don't know.
I love it.
It was like 5 FPS.
I did not expect that to happen too. And on that note,
yeah, enjoy the Game Awards, guys. Maybe we'll talk about it afterwards, but those are our votes, the real votes.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.